Alright, so g'day guys, we're on the line with vocalist Zach Andrews from one of Australia's most promising up-and-coming death metal band, Sanzu. G'day Zach, cheers for being our band of the month.
How you going? Not a problem. Thanks for having me.
No worries at all. There's plenty going on in the world of Sanzu at the moment. Let's start off by talking about your upcoming appearance at the New Dead here in Adelaide. It's a pretty killer lineup. You must be looking forward to playing it.
Yeah, that was actually our first time playing in Adelaide, so really keen for that one. We did a tour around Australia in December, but we unfortunately missed Adelaide that time. I haven't even been there, so that's going to be fun. There's a lot of killer bands on that one. We played with King Parrot just recently, so I'm really keen to see them again. Yeah, what's happening in the world of Sanzu? Just trying to play more shows, really. We just had Heavy Over the Home come out and did the re-release with Listenable. So kind of riding that and just riding that wave and working on some new music ideas. Just seeing what's next in the world, really.
Now, both here in Adelaide and over where you are in Perth, like we cop a lot of flack about, poor turnouts at major festivals and tours, and yet you guys are bringing out a fair few pretty well-known bands at the moment, and we've got New Dead, which is pretty much growing to become one of the biggest events on the South Aussie metal calendar at the moment. Like, it's outselling a lot of the big tours that are coming through. I know you said you haven't been here to Adelaide before, but there is a bit of a similarity between sort of scenes. Why do you think we're so selective of what bands we get behind and who we go and support?
I think it's 50% the mentality and 50% logistics. So, yeah, I can understand if a band's doing a run over east, even though the cities are a day separated by a day's travel. There's still a lot closer between, say, Adelaide and Perth,
yep,
where it's a 3-day drive. And if I'm an international band and I'm looking at not very well known, still a big band but not very well known, then the logistics to go to Perth are probably not in my favour. You might earn enough to break even, but probably not worth it in the end. But still, then there's the mentality, like, we do sometimes have a problem where there isn't turnouts, and I think turnouts have been going down a little bit for international stuff, but they're going up for local stuff. I don't know what that says, but hopefully it's a good thing.
Yeah, well, it's a head scratcher, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's obviously
it's just, I think it's time.
Yeah. I mean, and there's still a lot of bands that are coming through these places. Like, I mean, you've just been announced as Cryptopsy support. So there's still bands coming through. So there's still a lot of big shows. But yeah, I guess maybe it is just a matter of whether they can at least pull even. So you don't want to be going behind. But yeah, a band like Cryptopsy, with the helps of you guys, I'd imagine should be bringing in a pretty decent crowd.
Well, it's got Autopsy and Ivaliance as well on that bill. So that's going to be really, really cool.
Absolutely.
Autopsy are awesome. And I've heard good things about Ivaliance, but I haven't seen them live yet. There's quite a good handful of touring companies now, and they're all keeping the year roster pretty full with some great acts coming through. The end of this year has actually been insane, like full of tours, full of festivals. It's just, I think we're in a transition period between what we had before and something else, and we're just in an awkward spot, so we don't know how it's going to go.
Absolutely. Now, for you guys personally, things have been on the up and up, especially since you released Heavy Over the Home. You've been compared to the likes of Gojira and Morbid Angel by publications all around the world, but you still managed to keep your own sort of unique feel. Tell us a little bit about your writing process and how you go about forging that sound.
There's no real, we don't sit down and say, all right, this is who we want to sound like, or we don't want to sound like this plus something else. It's really been a natural process of just a combination of us people, and then that's the end result. So the writing process in detail is really Jared and Mike. They do most of the riff composition, and Jared will kind of do all the demos and give the demos to Ben, and Ben will iterate the drums that he's programmed on there, and then like tweak them to his liking. I get the final product, and I do the vocals, and that's it. It's really streamlined, actually. We stockpile heaps of songs, and then we just pick the ones we want to learn next. So we had half of Heavy Over the Home written before we released Painless the EP before it.
Yeah, right. Wow.
And then we're like, all right, well, we've got half of it. We may as well pump out the next one. And it still changed enough, even though it's quite a streamlined process. The music changed enough that it felt like a natural progression. And we're still doing the same thing now.
Being compared to some of the biggest metal bands in the world means a lot of people have high expectations of what you guys are going to bring when they go to see. Are you feeling that pressure at all?
Not so much live. I think, it's flattering and it is scary at the same time, and some people will take it the wrong way. A lot of people get upset because we get compared to Gojira, and then a lot of people love it because of the same thing. So it's kind of hit and miss. But yeah, it doesn't really feel like pressure to compete with them in any way, no, but we do get the pressure to live up to what people do like about us to begin with. So if they've heard our music and they really like it, when they see us live, the pressure for me is to deliver. It's always been a thing for me growing up and getting into this music that when I saw a band live, that they could approach the power of the record. And I grew up kind of in a country town. I didn't see my first metal band until I was like 20. And all I had was CDs. So when I first started seeing live metal bands and 50% weren't really hitting the mark of what I expected, I was like, wow, it kind of bring me down a bit. So personally, that set a bar within myself that I've got to nail it every time, and that's the pressure for me.
So what's your ultimate goal as a band? Do you want to become big in Australia, or do you want to get as big as Gojira, or like, where are you at?
That'd be nice, but I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know if we kind of sat down. We had a 3-year plan and like what we wanted to do. We do want to tour more Australia and start getting overseas as quick as possible. Whether being the biggest band ever, I think it's kind of like a luxury dream, but whether it's actually a goal or not, I don't know. We kind of have families and stuff like that, so we're just doing it as hard as we can, as well as we can, while we have the youth and the energy, and let's just see what happens. Really, not slowing down any means.
Now, judging by what you said about when you were making your Painless EP, already having written half of the next album, you sound like extremely prolific writers. Have you got any new material that you're already working on?
We've got ideas. We've got a big bank of ideas.
Awesome.
Yeah, just a stockpile of lyrics and riffs and stuff. It's just a matter of putting it together.
Beautiful.
We're kind of, I think collectively we have a not so much a spoken concept of what we want to happen next, but there's a kind of vibe that I think we're all falling onto the same page of where it's going to go.
Awesome.
But it's very vague at the moment.
So it's probably a long way off then. Maybe 2017 we can hope to hear it.
Yeah.
Wicked.
Don't hold me to that.
We'll see how it goes. Well, anyway, just to finish up, what are your plans for the rest of the 2016?
We've got a couple shows planned out for the rest of the year. We're running a show of our own in Perth on July 15 at Jackrabbit Slim's. We're going to play Heavy Over the Home in full. We've got some other cool bands on that. And then the Cryptopsy support in September, and then the New Dead Fest in Adelaide, September as well. Trying to get a full tour around that time, so do Melbourne, Brisbane, Sydney, and hopefully get overseas by the end of the year. That would be the main objective. But I think other than that, we're going to get stuck into the writing process towards the end.
Awesome, man. Oh, well, thanks heaps for speaking with me, Zach, and for being Painkiller Booking and Promotions Band of the Month.
That's all right, man. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.